And hello there. Today we're going to give you an honest review of Surviving the Abyss. Well, this is basically, a top-down city building type game where this gimmick is underwater. That is the Abyss. You're underwater and you have to survive, using clones basically. So your people don't breed. You have to use a cloning center to clone them, type of a thing, and it's pretty bad. It just failed. I have a 92% chance to actually make a clone, and it failed. Failed twice in a row now, and that's just the way the game goes. It took 3 minutes to load this game up. This game is full of bugs still. It's just not worth getting right now. The mining subs that's supposed to go out there automatically, he's just sitting there right there, and he won't go and actually mine stuff. You can't click on him and actually click on a mining node type of a thing to make him work. You have to use the beacons like this over here to do it, but it's sitting there, and I can't assign him to it like you should be able to because he's bugged, and he's just sitting there doing nothing. So there's nothing you can really do with them, and they still take up the space, so you basically have to destroy them and get crappy resources back off of them type of a thing, but you don't get much off of it versus building a new one. It's just a waste of resources. This game is really heavy on the resource farming type of a thing because everything takes a lot of resources for what you're building and to repair stuff and things like that. And to expand your base, you need lights is the gimmick. You need to have the lights on to be able to see stuff, and if you can't see what you're going to be farming, they don't like it type of a thing. We got some concrete extraction point right there, so you can build that. But if I wanted to build a thing there to extract that concrete, it would have to be inside the light, and right now it's not, or the workers are not happy like this one over here, and then you have to find things like that and build your city. But there's nothing else going on. You have to just manage your oxygen and manage your power effectively, and if you don't, your guys are going to start dying off. People is really hard to manage. Like you start off with 20 and they start dying off right away because they have like a 20-year lifespan, and that is it. And they'll start dying off, and you if you don't focus on your cloning center, you're going to have like a negative population growth really fast at the start of this game, and you need to keep going. If you need to have it positive to actually expand and build more things like more power supply stations and things like that, and you have to worry about air quality and your food and stuff like that, and farming. Guys, you have to farm like fish to use as genetic material to clone guys, I guess, typically type thing. The whole thing, there's a random encounter, guys, with just one octopus guy pops down and starts destroying your base, and you have to go get a UV light to scare him away, but they still damage some of your bases and stuff like that. It's just a lot to manage. Some of the things I don't like too is this map system right here is pretty poorly done for overall your overall maps that you have underwater for what you can see, and you're supposed to build little mini bases everywhere on this place type of a thing, and it's not really intuitive in doing it, and you have to use a sub, you have to use an exploration sub, and you need people for it, and they have different difficulties like this one here. If you don't have all the people inside your sub, you're going to fail. You have a success rate, and if you don't have that up there near 100%, your sub blows up and your people die. And people are like a really hard resource to actually manage in this game, so it's just not worth it. I have no extra people. My guys keep dying, and I'm breeding as fast as possible. My guys are dying just as fast as I'm breeding them, and I can't keep up with the oxygen and supply and food supply that I need. Like, I'm losing food basically right now. You can tweak my power a little bit if I wanted to. I could take a guy off there and that, but I still don't have enough guys to fool around. Basically, I can take another guy off. They automatically go. But yeah, it's just too early access. The underwater theme is okay, but there's nothing special going on here. It's just build your city and deal with the underwater life. There is no other dynamic to this game. You have your basic tech trees, which are really basic. There's 3 tiers, but they're pretty empty. This seems like this is really empty for a tier. You have like one thing in tier 3 for this, that category. One thing in here for this category. There's not much going on. Maybe it's too early. Maybe they're going to add some new buildings or something like that, change that dynamic, make the population, make the people grow faster, live longer. I don't know. The light system seems to be too wacky. It costs too much for these lights to go off and the power to get to them. It takes too much of the resources to do that, and power to power them off. And you need lights to be able to explore the new areas, like to be able to farm your resources type of a thing, and have your subs go in there and do the mining. And of course, they're bugged. Like I don't know if I said that before. But yeah, they can be bugged too, and your subs will just sit there and do nothing until you destroy them, type of a deal. So there's lots of bugs going on. It's just not worth it right now for the early access. Overall, since there's lack of dynamics in this game, it's basically a 4 out of 10. Like, it's okay, but it's not even worth playing for a long time. I gave it a chance and stuff like that. Just too early, and the bugs that happened in there with my subs not doing anything just waste my time, basically destroying my subs and rebuilding new ones. Just something I don't want to deal with right now. It's just, it would be okay if they fix some of these things and maybe do a little bit better job on the lighting system, and the this underwater view kind of sucks, and fail again at 92%. It really sucks, losing your people like that, and the guys are gonna start dying off like flies, and I just can't keep up with guys to send on a mission to go somewhere else and send up an outpost and farm the resources from more permanent sources, versus trying to have my subs get the temporary resources that don't respawn, and there's just, that is it. So it's just not interesting enough and in depth enough to worry about right now. Maybe in the future they could add some more features and stuff like that, and add some more things that make it more in depth. But right now, the limited tech tree and limited buildings, you have like 2 different houses, 2 different oxygen producing things. There's just not a lot going on in this game. It seems pretty basic and run down, and just the difficulty is just keeping your population and keeping your resources up. Like, I got no iron type of thing and no way to farm it anymore type of a deal. If you're not careful, you're gonna run out of resources and basically kill off all your people or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, it's just a 4 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.